Hey everybody, it's Doug here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to a campaign playthrough of a game I've had on the table before, but we're going to do it again because it's quite enjoyable. And we're going to add some stuff to it, which I'll show you in just a moment. But what you're looking at obviously is Dungeon Degenerates, the Hand of Doom. And while I know this game is sometimes polarizing because of its artwork style and everything, I think it's interesting and different and I like it. So anyway, and the gameplay is really solid. So, you notice I haven't set anything up. I just got the board out because the first thing that we're going to do is talk about some expansions that I got, and we're going to go through those, and then I'm going to set up, then I have to make a decision, and then at the end of that I'm going to need that decision to come from you. So I'm going to need your help deciding on how to start this campaign. There's a couple ways we can go. So let's get right into it. So you're seeing the base game, the base board game here, because that's all that comes with it from a board perspective. But I do have a bunch of stuff, and we're going to start with a small one. The first one is a small pack of cards called the City Scum Thematic Booster Pack, and it's got some thematic new cards to it. We're going to pop this open and take a look. Now, I don't know how. I haven't looked at these, so I really can't tell you much about them, but what I can tell you is that they look much like the rest of the game, which is pretty cool. And let's see, we got a little band on there. Let's see what we got. We got some new characters. See, these are going to be, there's new loot. Cards messed up. The Pickle Blaster. Okay. What do you know? Town only, it's a goblin item. Pickle Blaster explodes and pierce one. It says it's a loot card, but it's built like a monster. We'll have to see how that works. We got Gutter Milk. That's another loot card. We got the Gift. It looks like these, that's the sign of power. I don't have to do what these are. I don't know what those are yet. We'll see. There's some rules, I'm sure. Yeah, there you go. Monster abilities. Okay, some new monster abilities, etc. A couple different cards. New cards here. Things we can do. But we do have some new monsters, too. Look, see, this one goes in the Law deck. We got the Torturer Monk. He's okay. He's just a low-level dude, but he looks pretty cool. He's got this ability of abuse, stunned, and pain. We got the Convict Conscript and the Snout Beast. Those are all law monsters, and we got the Platterpest, which these are Highland monsters. Billy Wurst. He's got a big hot dog on his head. He'd be Wurst. Abuse and Demoralize. He's got some interesting abilities there, like another Highland monster, and the Gasdrek. Looks like another Highland monster. And then we have the Vermus Puppeteer, which you got Rally and Command, Summon abilities, all kinds of cool abilities. Oh, we have a Leather Dwarf. That's different than the other dwarf in the game. He's got the Annoy ability, which is really, I don't like it. I mean, it's cool, just in the game. I just don't like it. Lowland Monster, and then the Slitherfish, really gross looking thing. He's got Abuse and Slimed. And then what else we got? Remember, this is just a teeny little pack. We've got this Settlement Encounter card right here, the food cart that we get to put in to Settlement Encounters, which is something that I think is new with an expansion, I believe. And then we got some new things targeting the monsters, targeting 2 adventurers each combat round, for example. We got some special monster ability, rules, standard abilities. This is Abuse, the Abuse ability. So we'll take a look at those. We'll read those in more detail later, but that is that little teeny little pack of cards there. Then we have a bigger pack here, which is the Dungeon Degenerates Hand of Doom Adventure Expansion. Now, I'm going to pop this open as well. And I don't have a ton of new stuff here, but it's enough to make a difference. So it'll be really interesting to see what we get and how that all plays out in the game. So let's take a look. Now, obviously, some new characters. That is cool. I like new characters. And I'm sure some of you have seen these before. I haven't, so I'm going to be surprised by them because I haven't looked at them before. There's a thing, of course, there's standees and a set of cards that goes with them. So let's take a look. I'm going to put them right here. We'll just take a look at them from this perspective. We have the Carnival Drifter. Oh wait, sorry, he's getting a little away from this there. The Carnival Drifter. Okay, interesting looking character. Starts with a barbed whip and fortune cards. And then it's got the skill of performance, and then of course it has its special ability when you place an explorer token counter in a settlement, you gain a luck. That's how everybody has an ability that allows them to gain some luck. There's the Carnival Drifter. The crime is thievery and witchcraft. Oh, you remember everybody here in the game of Dungeon Degenerates is a criminal. If you want to know more about the game, actually, you can go back and see my playthrough of it. I do have a whole previous playthrough of the opening act with the base game. Okay, and these are their stats. We'll go over all that when we play. I'm not going to do that right now. We also have the Soldier of Fortune. He looks like he's a fighter, basically. He starts with a bastard sword and a shoddy shield. I saw that in the new item pack. So that 10 times fast, shoddy shield, shoddy shield. Okay, and then he makes a morale test when you gain 3 gold pieces or more while looting, and if you pass, you gain a luck. So we got to remember these luck skills when we use them. I tended to forget them. Then we got the Dishonored Knight. That might be fun to play. He's got a breastplate, a pole axe. He's got the skill of Provoke. He's a human fighter militant. He looks pretty tough too. That's pretty good. The River Pirate looks like a goblin. I think she's a goblin. She doesn't look too interesting there. I mean, she does, but not human, I think. Let me see. Banditry and grand theft is her crime. If I do, whichever character I play, I will read the history, the background of those characters when we get there. But she's got a lucky tattoo and a throwing axe. There's a lot of characters in here. Wow. Nice. I love it. The Banished Sorcerer, Reptilian Scholar, Wizard. Okay. Blinding Powder and Filching Familiar. Okay. That's cool. I can't wait to see what that looks like. And then Meditation as a skill. And when you learn a mastery and make a magic test, and if you pass, gain a luck. Okay. And then we've got the Wastelander as well. Wastelander is human fighter, wild. She looks pretty tough. She's got a hunting hook and a spiked maul. She's got the skill of immunity. It means she can probably take some abuse. And you see that she's got a high constitution like some of the other ones and a high strength. Very much a fighter. And then we have the Alley Cat. We got a lot of new characters in here. That's really cool. The Alley Cat is a lycanthrope, meaning it's a were creature, rogue, and a wild. Begging bowl and safety collar. So it's a beggar. What was her crime? Her crime was the taint of corruption. Okay, in Brutalberg, the taint of corruption is the fact that she's a lycanthrope, or he. I'm not sure which. Alley Cat. Okay, and let's see. Claws and lycanthropy are the skill. We'll see what that looks like. And then last but not least is Jack Slasher. I imagine it's a guy. He's human wearing a pumpkin head. So he's got a pumpkin hat and a skinning knife and bloodlust. What's his crime? Murder. Of course, he's a murderer. Okay, now like I said, guys, these characters are not good guys. They're not intended to be good guys. They don't pretend that the game are going to be full of good guys. It's called Dungeon Degenerates, not Dungeon Heroes. So, you know, the expectation is that they are what they say, which are degenerates, and that's exactly what they are. Let's take a look at some of the stuff. So there's the bastard sword that we saw. It's a strength attack melee. We got the barbed whip. These are the items that these characters get. The fortune card, the pole axe. Got a lot to do on that one. The pole axe, the throwing axe, the lucky tattoo. Looks like it was ripped right off his arm, so not very lucky. The hunting hook. There's the filching familiar. Roll a d6. That looks like in a settlement, right? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, settlement. Roll a d6. 1, discard this. 2, increase the danger level. 3, no effect. 4, take an item from the loot deck, increase the danger level. 5, take an item from the loot deck. 6, take an item from the loot deck and gain d3 gold pieces. That's a great add-on character. Wow, nice. Skinning knife. Just they've all got some special abilities. There's the pumpkin hat. You may use magic when you test against fear. That's pretty good. And the begging bowl, which clearly would get you some money in the game. And then we have some skills. We have the skills that these characters would have as well. And these are the skill cards. So now remember, skill cards are double-sided because you can upgrade them to their mastery side. So we got performance, the martial discipline skill. You are immune to annoying taunt. I don't know. Remember who had that one. Shield wall, river rat skill, provoke, streetwise, lycanthropy, and claws. That's the one for the little creature. Yeah, whatever her name is. Bloodlust, meditation, immunity, and shockwave. So those are the new cards that we get from that set. And now we got now again, these are the standees for these characters. They look fantastic as usual, but we also have a bigger expansion. So blending into the board, because of the interesting artwork, is the Dungeon Degenerates Mean Streets expansion. Now, I already have the book out, but I'm just going to show you there's a whole bunch of new stuff in here. There's a card with some new monster, getting ahead of myself, new monster abilities and stuff that we got going on here. You can see it. There's also some new abilities with plagues and outbreaks, and also these civilization encounters that they have. There's again some additional characters in here. There's the fugitive fop, who's got a pistol, knife, and fluffy familiar. That's that one right there, Fluffy. And again, the fugitive fop's crime was buggery and lewd conduct. Now, so okay, guys, this game is not for children. Just saying that out loud. So you hear it, Medicate Monk, Holy Cudgel, and Holy Oil. They get the skill Shrug Off Pain, and you can see the Heresy was his crime. We've got the Sickly Soldier, Human Militant Rogue. Looks like he's got big snot boogers hanging out his nose and stuff like that. That's interesting. Shoddy Helmet, Trench Coat, or Trench Rot, and Trench Spikes. So he's got Trench Rot. He's gross. And his crime is desertion and violation of public health code. Okay. He is, the homeland is the Understadt of Württemberg, which is the town we mostly live in there. And last but not least, we have an unlicensed surgeon. I almost feel I got to play that. That's just so funny. Painkiller and Surgery Saw. Skills Bleeding, Human Rogue Scholar, and his crime was medical malpractice. Go figure. That would make sense. Okay. Within this, we also have, of course, these plague tokens. There's a whole bunch of those. There's some other tokens for some other weird things that go on in the game. Because this also, of course, then the tokens for the characters. This also comes with some new scenarios, these Mean Street scenarios. And this is where, when we end, I'm going to talk about what I need your help for. It comes with another deck of cards. Of course, all the stuff that you would expect you need for this expansion, including the cards for the characters, right? So there's the Fluffy Familiar, for example. It has a quick action on it, means you can use it anytime. The Holy Cudgel, the Holy Oil, all this good stuff that the characters have. And then it's got some more encounter cards. These are the Mean Street encounters. Apothecary. You can see that these are lowland, wetlands encounters, humans. Yeah, there's lots and lots and lots of drug hound. There's lots of encounters in here, so that's pretty cool. You see these settlement encounters. They're all settlement encounters because that's the new, or the thing from this expansion that you use. And there's a couple of epic monsters, etc. And then, of course, there's the additional skill cards for these characters that come in the expansion. Okay, so that's basically, we'll go over some of this stuff as we play. We don't need to go over it all in detail, but you guys get the idea. There's lots of new stuff for the game, and that's very cool. So what do I need your help with before we get going? Because this particular video is not going to be very long, but there's two ways to start the game now. In the basic game, now I only played the basic scenario with you guys, so there's plenty to do there. We don't have to go back and do anything different, but you have a couple of choices. We have this On the Run, which we did originally in the original playthrough, where you're going after the soothsayer's head. There's another option, so I wouldn't want to do that again because I already did that, but there is another option where you don't take the jailer up on his offer and you go to Loot and Pillage, which is a different scenario right here, different starting scenario. However, in Mean Streets, you also have a new starting scenario that replaces On the Run, and it is the deadly smell of disease. And it says here, this mission can be used to start a new campaign. So anyway, we have a couple of choices to make. I want to know, do you want to see the original base game campaign of Loot and Pillage and onward, or do you want me to filter in the deadly smell of disease portion of it? I mean, that will be spoiler filled. One of the reasons I'm playing a full campaign of it now is because if you haven't played through it yet, you're probably not going to, and so you might want to see the whole campaign run out and see how that goes. But in the meantime, we are going to be playing one of these two. We're going to play a full campaign. So when I finish when I finish this scenario, we're going to go right into another one, and it'll be a branching campaign. The map will continue to grow and become more deadly and less deadly in some areas as we go along. You know how this game works if you've seen it played before. And we'll use some different characters than the ones. We're not going to use the same ones that I used in the last playthrough. Again, I will name those characters. I think I definitely probably do 3 like I did before. That seemed to work out okay. It wasn't too cumbersome. And remember, the players, I kept all the players together in the last one, which I think is good because you can all help each other fight and everything. But the party size determines how many monsters you get, so it stays balanced if you split them up. What I would say, though, is that it's kind of fun to keep them together as a group. In some cases, I think if we were playing a multiplayer, it may not be as fun, but, you know, that's how it goes. So right now we're going to stop right there because I need to know. Maybe I'll just read the intro for you, even though you've been staring at it for a bit, and that way we can determine which way we go. So it says for loot and pillage. Well, actually, on the run, basically, it says that the jailer comes in and offers to help us escape if we offer to do something for him. We're not going to do that. We're going to say, no, we don't want to. We're not going to take you up on it. It's a trap. You're trying to get us out of the prison so you can get us killed or something like that. And we go to loot and pillage. It says, you've refused your jailer's deal, and soon enough he finds his opportunity to make an attempt on your life. Taking advantage of the diversion created by a fight in your cell block, the jailer comes to silence you so you'll never share his secrets. You must fight the jailer before you begin your mission. Take the jailer card from the law deck, and the party must fight him without any of the starting items. That could be interesting. If you destroy or escape the jailer, you can flee the dungeon as more fighting breaks out around you, and your fellow prisoners turn on their captors. During the chaos, you may claim your starting items, but your GP is lost, so we don't start with our gold. And then we're going to go to the next setup, which is the Place the Undercity Dungeon map overlay on the board, which I'd have to get out. It's in there somewhere. And that would be we'd set the balance. Anyway, we do all this stuff, right? And then we go on to the manhunt. They'd be coming after us. That sounds like fun. I'll be happy to do that one, but let's take a look at this other one too. Again, the deadly smell of disease can replace the main campaign. So, seeping up through the cracks in the streets and festering in the refuse piles and stinking sewers of Wurstreich, the deadly smell of disease descends upon the lowlands. The dead pile up in the gutters and alleys, becoming filthy nests for flies. The panicked and overworked conscripts of the plague finders and the corpse burners of the Holy Order desert their posts in droves, refusing to face the danger of contagion. The Undercity dungeon is flooded with new inmates, servants of the Empire who were caught shirking their duties, hiding in cellars, or fleeing to the north. With their supply of expendable fodder dwindling, the leather-coated plague finders are rounding up prisoners to replace the servants fallen to the contagion and cowardice. If you will do the work of your more reluctant new cellmates, you can win a pardon, and perhaps you might prove yourself a worthy servant of the Empire. So those are the two things we can do. So one is the realm is falling into a plague. I have to assume it's going to be a tougher one. They both sound really interesting to me. I don't care which one we do, so don't think I have an opinion on it. I want your opinion. I will just go with the one that gets, if someone posts it and everybody thumbs it, I'll look at that too. But whichever one you think would be worth doing. And if you have some, I kind of showed you all the new characters, but let's just run through the old ones too, because if you really want to see a character get played, let me know. I'll see if we can work it in. But we have this is from the base game, and I think I may have had an expansion there, I don't remember, but the Witch Smeller, the Corpse Burner, who is a really neat character. We also have the Mercenary Alchemist, which we did not play. The Bog Conjurer, I think I did play that one. The Vermin Hunter I did not play. We're not going to play the Hinterlander. We already played. And it was the Void Witch, not the other one. The Void Witch we played. And then we also played the Bloodsport Brawler. So we're not going to play the three that I played last time, but we'll play the others. Plus some of these new characters. If there's somebody you really want to see, mention that as well. I will set this up because this is probably going to be a pretty long session since I'm going to do the whole campaign. And I think it'll be a lot of fun. So guys, let me know what you want to do. I'm looking forward. I'm excited to play this game. This game's a lot of fun. And get this on the table for you so you can see how it plays out. Thanks again. I will talk to you soon. And I hope to see you in the next episode. So please post like crazy. Let me know what you want. Can't wait to hear what you think about what we should do with these two deals here. Now remember though, I'll say this. I actually am pretty excited about playing the new campaign, but it is going to be spoiler filled, and that the Mean Streets isn't very old. So if you plan to get it and haven't seen it, make sure you realize this will be spoiler filled. So anyway, outside of that, I haven't spoiled too much. You've just seen the basic startup for whichever way you want to start, and that's going to be that. So thanks. I'll talk to you in the next episode, guys. Take care. See you soon.